Guys, I believe like they're getting paid for to house COVID patients, and not only getting paid to house COVID patients, but also getting paid off their deaths. Um, their deaths. So anyway, this is why I say this, right? Cause my dad's in the hospital, right? I told y'all they released him early, and then like when I brought him home, he was still very, very sick and very weak. Even the nurse herself told me that. So, and then I had to take him right back. And then now he's been in there for about like 2 days, going on three. Yeah, that's how sick he is. Um, and 2 days going on three. So first was 5 days. Now it's going on three, which means it's going to be 8 days, right? So, listen, I believe they're getting paid off of these COVID-19 deaths. And I believe they're getting paid to take in COVID-19 patients because just today, not social worker, it was the case manager this time. The social worker called yesterday. He was asking me all questions, and he's like, "Oh, I'm asking you these questions to see why your father was released early." Right? The questions didn't make sense what he was asking me. Right? They were just like, did he have a walker at home? Does he have a wheelchair at home? It seemed like the questions that they were asking me was to basically fish around to see if they can send him home to me or something like that this time. Last time they asked me no questions. But that's what he told me. Because if you wanted to see why my father was released early, you would talk to the doctor. You wouldn't talk to me. Yeah. So it was that dude that was doing that. Today I called and people were being very shifty and shaky. They don't want to give their names. Yeah, I literally just talked to two people. One person gave me her job position and said her name. The other person hang the phone up on me. They're being very shifty and shaky. I don't know what's going on over here, but as I told you, I live in Florida, so people over here act very bad. Sometimes. So the lady on the phone, which is the case manager, she literally told me that the reason why they want my father to basically get out of the hospital was because of a COVID-19 patient that wants his bed. And I said, oh my God, you are kicking out people who are really, really sick. That is the only reason why, like, you're a hospital. You don't kick out really sick people. You don't do that. You're trying to put him in a rehabilitation center. And I believe this has something to do with money, because what else is it? I don't know if they're just picking on basically certain people, which is like basically black patients. I don't know that, but that's what they tend to do. And it's very messed up to me because, you just, shoot, ain't this illegal somehow? Ain't it illegal to be kicking out patients like this and putting them somewhere else just because of somebody else or something like that? Because my dad here, he old. He was dehydrated, from the pills that they made. It was from the Dortex. He also accidentally took poison because he was so super confused because he just losing so much water. And they didn't tell him what it was. By the end of the day, they didn't tell him what that stuff he swallowed was. They didn't tell him. They just gave it to him. By the end of the day, it's like when you look at it, it's like you got a person who's just in the hospital from basically being sick. Basically, you can say it's malpractice, from being sick from malpractice. And then you got other people that's in the hospital just because they don't want to put on a mask. And it's like, well, that's your guys' personal responsibility to put a mask on your face. How in the hell you going to blame a person, kick out a person who's actually really sick? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, and I hate that. But the only thing that I can come up with is because they're getting paid money for it. They're getting paid money to house people with COVID-19. They're getting paid money off of their deaths, and that's what they're just doing. And they don't want to take care of my father. Not anymore. I guess they have to because he's super sick right now. But I don't know if they're going to kick him out when he's getting stronger. I don't know what they're going to do. But when it comes down to it, they're not behaving like a hospital. And to me, it feels like this is illegal.